Good evening, both of you all today. My name is Nigel Chambers. I'm from Big O Bill Media. Lala and Ryan, it's a pleasure to talk to you both about the new film Sting, which is going to be making its North American release April 12th. How you two doing?
Very good.
It is it's very interesting to talk to you two today because one, just how busy both of y'all schedules have been, and I've been a fan of you all's for a very long time. Alala, you have a tremendous year ahead. Obviously with Furiosa, the Mad Max saga coming ahead, got Sonic 3, and then you got Sting right around the corner. And then Ryan, my guy, listen, just the last few years, you've been putting out banger after banger. I just want to quickly small plug here. I got to check out Catching Dust at Tribeca, easily my favorite film. And I'm
Oh,
going to need that release date to be queued up for the world to see it. So I just want to make sure I give you your flowers for that. Which is why I'm like, with all this work y'all been putting in, how in the world did y'all sneak in another film here with Sting? But I'm happy that y'all did it, you know? Um,
yeah.
but let's talk about this, man. This was an insane film. I definitely want to give a shout out to the folks allowing me to check this film out pretty early. So I've been having to sit on this for so long, not being able to tell folks about it. The array of emotions. I want to start off by first announcing that this film was shot in South Wales, Australia. There's a thousand things over there, in my opinion. I mean, so just that alone, the concept and knowing that y'all shot there and all these spiders that us Americans think are what we saw in this film. I want to ask you two, when you saw the script and then when you just kept digging deeper and deeper and deeper, and then the cherry on top is the amount of fluids in this film. I want to know you two's first reactions when you saw your character, you got into the script, and once you got all the way through it, realizing what you were going to be up against. We'll start off with you, Alila.
I think it was very fun for me to be able to play a character that was kind of a teenage girl because I haven't done something like that before, I guess, like a proper just normal teenage girl that gets stuck in a massive horror crazy film, which is crazy. And it was heaps of fun to be covered in goo to an
Yeah.
extent. That it was I mean, you can agree, Ryan. It was, I think I've
Oh,
got
it was
some
so
videos
good.
of us just standing there with our costumes on, just like people stretching goo and like putting it over our arms and stuff. But I saw the script and I knew it was going to be great because I had a director meeting with Kia and I was like, this dude's so passionate. I can never say no to this role. And I'm so glad that I've done it. And it was so much fun to shoot. And it's coming out, and I haven't even watched it yet. I was allowed to, but I'm saving myself for the screening, and I'm really, really excited.
Ooh, ooh, go for it, Ryan.
I think it's a really good way to watch it, with an audience reaction like that. Um, and the other thing that Lars didn't say, she wasn't at all scared of. She actually likes spiders. She's swimming with sharks next week. She's an animal conservationist, so like none of that fear sort of seemed to exist for you. And
No,
I'm sorry, I keep blowing your trumpet like this, but at one moment came in, we were talking about how she was going to be scared of the spider, the practical spider. And I said, you just work with Sigourney Weaver, right? Let's just call her. She did Alien, it's kind of like Alien. Do this. Went outside, came back in. She's on FaceTime to Sigourney Weaver, asking her how she was scared of the alien when it was drooling in her face. So I was pretty amazed at that. And I'm always amused by, the way the rest of the world views Australian wildlife, thinking we've got sort of snakes in the toilet. And we do have big spiders. You'll grow up, see a few huntsmans in your room. But at the center of this film for me, was these two's relationship, was Charlotte's and
Yeah.
Ethan's relationship, and exploring for me. I've grown up with step parents, and I know that this script was born of Kia's own fear of not both spiders, but also being a parent and getting that wrong,
Yeah.
and how that can go awry very quickly. And I think that was very much at the center for Ethan, trying to be a good dad and trying to not make these mistakes. And I think, ironically, as their relationship starts to go awry or starts to show cracks, our monster spider, our darkness, our demon starts to grow. And there's a
Mm.
lovely inroad.
Ooh, that is that right there. That's the cut right there. We make sure we clip that up for everybody. Yeah, and I agree because like I love horror and I really do love how horror isn't just always about slashers. And even in this case, it's not just about a sci-fi, alien horror or subgenre in terms of like the alien concept of it, because like there's a lot of surrealism in there. I mean, any parent or relatives with dementia is scary. The stepfather trying to gain acceptance with the daughter, and also trying to provide, and then just a young lady who's just, the world is so big, and trying to figure out her own way, trying to find out her relevance, and even also trying to garner that acceptance with her godfather, which we saw like a very important scene pretty early in the film where the drawing, and he said like, well, did you erase the drawing, and said like, well, don't tell me you like something or prove it something, then change it. I mean, that could be completely detrimental to anyone's psyche. So there's a lot to really go in this film. It's easily rewatchable. I watched it 3 times, so I'm just putting that there. Um,
Amazing.
I want to ask you another question, Alyla. Your vocal training and tone in this really brings another element of horror to it, because at times it's almost impossible to really kind of relate to how she may be feeling, because it's a little bit of like you can't tell if she's mad or she's sad or what's kind of going on. How did you prep to keep the vocals steady across the board for everything that's happening around, especially with some of the comedy chops that's in this film too?
Yeah, I think it was really interesting for how I prepared for the emotional scenes on this film because we were in studios, so I just would punch like a cushion that I asked someone to find. I would just punch it before the scene when Ryan or Ethan told me like, how come you have this spider living in our apartment block? And I just punch the bag, then I just come in through the door and storm in. And I think that emotional scenes are always fun for me because it's kind of like a challenge. And um, I think that it's really interesting to be able to do kind of emotional scenes like that, but also have like really fun, just bubbly scenes too. And um, when Jeremy was when Frank, I should say Frank, when Frank was coming into my room and was like standing there and like about to spray in my room, I remember I'd watched Wednesday, on Netflix Wednesday the night before. So then I was like, oh, I want to be like Wednesday. And I was like, Kia, can I be like Wednesday, please? I think it would be really cool if like, because we've never seen anyone else in her room. We've never seen anyone in her space before. Can I like death stare him like Wednesday? And I haven't seen the scene fully, but I'm wondering how much that read. But I think it was really fun to do that too, because I was just like, get out of my room. Like you're
Yeah.
so it was fun to shoot that scene.
That's amazing. Yeah, your character, she's so unpredictable at times, and it's such a ride. And I might as well just go ahead and throw out there. She's talking about Wednesday. I would love to see a film with you and Jenna tag teaming some type of horror psycho thriller, man. That would be awesome here.
Agreed.
Um,
I love you, Jenna.
and I, kind of cheating ahead a little bit here. I mean, we talked about Alien. Everybody loves a good Alien film, and Alien films have warranted a lot of sequels here. This film does leave things pretty open. I'm not giving anything away, but I will allow you to, if you could write the next chapter of this story, what would it be? And a lot of one little tidbit to you here. It's hard for me to determine but does Charlotte have superpowers, and would you explore that in your sequel? And we'll start with you here.
I never thought about that. I never thought about Charlotte having superpowers, but I feel like if a character did, she would be the one to. So I think she could have superpowers. And I think that I actually, when I finished Sting, I remember I was trying to write, not really write, but like tell Kia what I think the second movie should be. And it would be something like um, there's a mother planet. And I thought like my dream would be Sting goes from like a little apartment horror film, 90s horror film, to an outside apocalyptic New
Cloverfield.
York crazy post-apocalyptic films. So I'd love like her like marching through like I don't know I love post-apocalyptic films, so it could go to that, and then it could go to like a planet
Mm.
extinction. So it could be like 3 films, and then people could be like, "I love this apocalyptic film. Wait, where did it come from? Oh, it was from that like cool film called Sting. That's so cool. Same kind of feeling, same characters, but now it's an apocalypse. But I think that there should be a mother planet, and that mother planet deploys like these eggs to other planets, and those eggs goal is to like Sting's goal is to basically take over the world.
Mm.
And don't want to say any spoilers. Basically, she really populates the world, and she and then those spiders populate the world, and those spiders populate the world until the whole world is populated with spiders. Then planet Earth becomes one of the mother planets that sends another egg. So that's my
Ah.
idea of what it should be.
Ooh, I got the
Yeah.
crawlies from that.
I think we should pitch that. Yeah, man, I'm sold. Do you know what I mean? I'm sold.
And we'll
Did Kia
wrap it.
buy it off you on the spot? I think she kind of I think Charlotte did have a kind of superpower, you know. I think you mentioned before, Alyla, you know, she's kind of lonely in this world, and she's bored, and she's not feeling seen. And in earlier drafts of the script, we had a bit more focus on Fangirl, this comic that we were creating together, that Charlotte and Ethan were creating together. And Charlotte was very much a manifestation by the incredible illustrator, by the way, that I should shout out to. I can't remember the name of right now, but who is a hero of Kia's and comic books, etc., who drawn it for us. But I feel like Charlotte was very much the catalyst for Fangirl. And so in a sequel, I'd like to see, now that they've sort of come together and they've healed that relationship, I'd like to see them go ahead and make that comic book, and perhaps bring the spider element into it. And at the same time, as that's starting to go, and Charlotte, and there's perhaps an egg behind a heating gasket cracks open or something like that, and all hell breaks loose again. You know, maybe Frank can come back out of the thing, and he's still not. You know, it's like, you know, maybe he's been up there for a few months.
Ooh.
You have to go get Auntie.
Yeah, I was definitely like, okay, now I know they didn't kill Frank within very early in this film. Not spoiler, but I gotta say the Frank character throughout this film is going to be a ride, and everything about this film is so unpredictable. And it is a complete joy to watch, and I can't wait for the world to see it. But truly, Ryan and Alyla, thank you so much for the time today. Folks will get a chance to check out Sting, which is going to be releasing April 12th. Thank you so much, and congratulations on this one.
Thank you so much.
So much pleasure to be
Thank
with you.
you. See you
Absolutely.
later.
Take care. See ya.
Bye.